I'm in Louisiana.
Well, if I'm gonna live down here, I might as well try to figure out how to fit in. I keep hearing about this thing called LSU. Okay, I started asking around and I found out that this picture is what every LSU fan looks like. Now I just need to get garbed up and figure out what a football is. Hey y'all, Ron here. Luckily there's a brand new, never seen before game called EA Sports College Football 2025. EA Sports College Football 25 is the long-awaited sequel to NCAA Football 14. And yes, I know, you are all thinking that they clearly used this time to create the best sequel possible by painstakingly handcrafting every single frame. Well, it was a nice thought. EA Sports College Football 25 was most likely the largest game that came out this past year. This isn't due to the game being particularly great, this is more so with the fact this is the first time in 11 years that WKU could beat Georgia in the Natty. In 2014, EA was faced with many legal challenges because they were using players' names, images, and likenesses, or for short, NIL. After 8 long years in court, players were finally able to profit off their NIL. And now, we get a new video game, and I get to learn what Louisiana football truly means. After 11 long years of waiting since the last college football game, expectations were sky high. And of course, EA being the developers known for only making high quality video games, met all of these expectations and then some, is what I would say if I was a liar. Now you may be asking, Ronald, since you already kind of know what EA is, did they meet your expectations for this video game? Kind of. My relationship with EA is rocky to say the least. You see, I really value dumb shit, and EA doesn't really value dumb shit. I mean, EA didn't even have a Madden on the Nintendo Switch! But Football Club is on the Nintendo Switch. Surely that means that EA values the Switch. No, they don't. Historically, many will claim that EA has had an awful influence on the video game industry, with the most common criticism being their microtransactions. And to be completely honest, I completely agree with the sentiment. Here's my main criticism for EA's use of microtransactions. They blow! EA uses microtransactions to give players an added boost to their gameplay, which is already the worst way to do microtransactions. For reference, my preferred way to do microtransactions is in free games like Fortnite, where they don't affect gameplay and only grant you cosmetic items. EA doesn't just sell you a meta-defying character that you can just counteract with skill. Instead, you have to buy college football points, a currency you can only get from real-life money, to open up packs with low odds to have a shot at a game-breaking character. Getting a game-breaking character can take you hundreds of dollars worth of college football points. And then you have two options. You can either use him or sell his card on the auction house, where you can take millions of coins from somebody else who's also spending hundreds of dollars on this game for a different in-game currency, Ultimate Coins. You can use your Ultimate Coins to get more characters from the auction house, or you can buy more packs from the shop for an insane price from EA. Or you can sell your cards directly back to EA, where they will give you training points and even more worthless currency to either upgrade your other characters or buy other training packs for even lower odds. Keep in mind that you need at least 22 players to have a rounded out team in this game. And this game costs $70 at its base price. Now you may be wondering, is EA a bad video game developer? No! They are responsible for dozens of unforgettable games. However, for every one Jedi Fallen Order, you get 9 FC 2025s. It's a fair trade-off. Ultimate Team is solely where the microtransactions lie in this game. You assemble a team of some of the greatest college football players of all time, and you kick little kids' asses. I regret to inform you that I've spent way too much money on this game mode. Listen, I wanted to keep up with other players. I kind of just justified it because it was my first football game and I really got into it. I didn't spend as much as the average person on this game. However, I did spend entirely too much because this game is $70. Now, you may be questioning if I regret spending all this money. Yes, the answer is yes. Microtransactions are only really an issue on Ultimate Team, this game's main online head-to-head mode. However, there is a second online mode that is called Road to the College Football Playoff, not to be confused with Road to Glory, which is an offline game mode. In Road to the College Football Playoff, you pick a team and you play with their base players in 2025 to play against other people with the same restrictions. This game mode completely gets rid of microtransactions, however, it's dog water. There is no way to build your team, so if your team sucks, you just don't play that game mode. It is really unfortunate because if you remove microtransactions from this game, it is one of the most rewarding gameplay loops and one of the most in-depth strategy games I have ever found. Luckily, College Football 25 is not just an online multiplayer game. The offline modes are just as fun and goes into even more depth than anything offered online. I was super surprised when I saw the quality of these offline game modes. While it's definitely not perfect, Versus, Dynasty, and Road to Glory are all very high quality for what EA normally barfs out. Versus is what you would expect. You pick a team and you play as that team to play against either a CPU or, if you're cool, a friend. Trust, I got plenty of those lying around. Dynasty is why so many people were excited about this game. However, I feel like the menu management can be just a nightmare. There's no denying that Dynasty is incredibly fun, satisfying, and an in-depth experience. You can take the worst team in NCAA and turn them into an absolute powerhouse. For instance, I'm working on my 3rd straight Georgia Tech Natty run. Road to Glory is my favorite game mode in College Football 2025. While it does have similar problems to Dynasty, especially when it comes to menu management, I find this game mode way more engaging and way more bearable. In Road to Glory, you get to build a character and play through each year as a college recruit. Road to Glory cuts out what makes Dynasty take so long. You only play as one character, and once your drive is over, the game fast forwards to the next moment your character is put in. Road to Glory is what convinced me to buy this game when it launched. I have done at least 15 Road to Glory playthroughs, and each time I transfer to at least 4 schools with one player. I can confidently say that EA Sports College Football 2025 is my favorite football game of all time. Keep in mind that I can count on one hand with one free finger how many football games I played in my entire life. While I haven't played every single football game, I have played a ton of Retro Bowl. And I will say this is a slightly more realistic football game than that is. I've also played a little bit of Madden 23 and Madden 25, and College Football 25 is just infinitely better than either of those games. Everything in college just feels more responsive, faster, and for the most part, more fair. Other than the online mode, which also has microtransactions just like the other 2 Maddens, but we're not about to get back into that. I do not know whether it is the branding, the stadiums, or the rivalries, but college football has always just meant more for me. I grew up as an Ohio State and Bengals fan, and to be completely honest, I always cared way more about Ohio State. It might be that historically Ohio State was just better in their league, but I would always turn on their rivalry games, even if Ohio State was on a down year. And since I've been banished to Louisiana, I have really become an actual LSU fan. I don't know whether it is the late Saturday nights in Death Valley, or if it's singing Call in Baton Rouge, or maybe it's just the people. But something about it has made me love LSU and really collegiate football as a whole so much more. And you know what? I think I am finally a true Louisianian. And I think I'm ready to go finally mingle with the locals!
Hey, football, LSU, shock and nod, am I right? Oh.